We had Cheyenne from Multicoin on the pod, right? And we discussed about the same things, right? And my conversation with him was that VCs are very much like BDs, right? Because everyone's always like selling something.
Yeah.
With you, I feel that VCs before bidding, right? They need to research really well, right?
Yeah.
You can't sell something that you already know a lot about, right? We've discussed the art of researching with Misha, Symbiotics founder, with Prabal, Avail's founder, but that's from a very tech point of view.
Yeah.
What I want to discuss with you is the art of researching from an investor's angle, and also try to answer what are some of these holes that founders are missing on right now, right? That you feel that once you've researched, that okay, founders are lacking in this right now, they should do this first.
Yeah, it's a good question. I think that's changed so much over time. I think back in when we first started Delphi and no one cared about fundamentals, it was way easier to actually look at fundamentals because like, you were kind of not creating it, but you were kind of pioneering the thought process around it. So for example, that's why we kind of got so obsessed with synthetics, because I think what that team did really well was obviously pioneer a lot of this like incentive mechanism of using the token to bootstrap liquidity, bootstrap some type of action that they want their community to do. And I think that just like set us off because there were so many possibilities with that. And I think you've seen a lot of that kind of play out over the past few years. I'd say like, again, I think you're like asking the right question, which is like, our research is definitely not academic. It tries to be very on the pulse of the market and like actually just like why, and I think it's moved more in the past few years, but like why should people give a fuck?
Yeah.
And I think that's actually the biggest part of research now that I think our research team cares about, which is like, the mechanism can be designed so beautifully, but like for the mechanism to work out, you kind of need people to be using it. And if people don't give a fuck, then that mechanism never actually gets put into the motion, right? I mean, that flywheel never ever developed. So I think what like is interesting for us now, and obviously a lot of what the consulting team thinks about for the projects that we help is also like, why should someone care about what you are building? Because right now, as you've seen, especially with things like Pump.Fund, like there's fucking so many tokens out there and there's only like so much attention that can kind of go around.
Yeah.
So you're getting this huge like fragmentation and by the way, not only that, but also people's attention spans are getting shorter. So,
Yeah.
The amount of attention that people could spend in 2018 was way more and there were way less tokens. Meanwhile, you have way less attention being spent and you have way more tokens. So like you're getting like it lopsided going in the opposite direction. So I think because of that, you really need to like, and for better or for worse, it also is like, not a bad thing. Like, I think like, the market shouldn't have to care about what you build. You have to get the market to care about it, right? I think the market gets what the market wants, and what the market wants is things to care about. So I think that's one part of the research process that I think if you told me in 2018 we were spending so much time thinking about nowadays, I'd probably be disappointed because like it feels more of a marketing gimmick now. But I do think it's like, the teams work so fucking hard on what they're building and your engineers are working so fucking hard. And if you're not answering this part of the problem, you're not giving them the best effort. So yeah, I'd say that's one thing that I think teams have no choice but to, care about. Zuma's eating something, but yeah, I think that's like one thing. Hey Zuma, stop. I'll give you a treat.